Wanted to talk about the Avs forward depth a little bit. There's a website called Daily Faceoff, and they post what the projected lineups are after the signings, what the projected lines would be as you're going through the offseason. And I don't remember who, it was just some kid on Twitter. It wasn't anybody important. But some guy on Twitter took the screenshot of the Avs forward group and said, if you're still afraid of this forward group, I don't know what you're looking at.
There's so many idiot kids out there. Vic, do me a favor right now, please. Go to your what's your little book called? 1-800-577
Superbook?
Okay, go to it right now.
All right, let me go to it.
Give me the Stanley Cup favorites. Give me the odds on winning the Stanley Cup, if you would, please. And while we're doing that, Rob, let me explain a little bit. I've been talking to people around the National Hockey League, people that I respect and people that I think are pretty good in terms of their feel about the league and about teams and about possibilities.
I've got them for you.
Number one is
there's 3 teams, 4 teams, 5 teams, 6. There are 5 teams tied for number 1.
Let's see, the Avalanche, Carolina, New Jersey, Toronto,
Vegas.
And no, I don't think Vegas. Maybe Dallas.
Vegas, and actually there's 6 teams. You forgot one other. Edmonton is also plus 1,000.
Okay. Plus what? 1,000?
Plus 1,000.
Okay.
All 6 of those teams.
That's the betting public. Rob, I'm here to tell you that the scuttlebutt around the National Hockey League is this. The Avs are still really good. The Avs have a core that's still really young. And this is without the captain, Gabe Landeskog. All their important guys are in their 20s. McKinnon's 27, locked up long-term. Mikko's 26, locked up long-term. Kale's 24, locked up long-term. They've got parts and pieces.
There's no doubt.
Okay.
There's no doubt.
So the idea is, I don't care what some 17-year-old living in Roseville, Minnesota thinks. I don't give a rat's rip about any of that. I'm telling you, the people in the know are much like we are here in Colorado, believing that this Avalanche squad is still very good,
but people in the know
still deep. And some people that I highly respect have the Avs 1 or number 2 in the league right now.
So, but people in the know that cover Avs on a daily basis have also written articles about being concerned about their forward depth.
So what? Screw them. I mean,
you have zero concerns about their forward depth. You're not worried about Johansen at second line center. You're not worried about, and this daily face-off lineup projected Drouin as a winger on the top line with McKinnon.
Someone told me that Johansen's a +2 handicap, by the way.
Oh, he's a really good golfer.
Really
wow, I like that. Okay, cool. Rob, I think that right now, Jonathan Drouin, he's your only unknown. And again, I'm going to go back to what Chris McFarland said, which I absolutely love. It's a calculated dart throw. This is a guy who was making 5.5 and is now making 8.
Yeah.
This is a guy who realizes at 27 years of age, he's going to be able to play with his very good friend and a guy that he has had great chemistry with in the past. Now, albeit that was a decade ago when they were both kids.
Still had almost 30 assists last year.
But at the same time, the guy has talent. It's a matter of getting that out. And he's had other issues that he's had to deal with, injury and others, but I think all that's behind him now. And if he can't resurrect his career with Nathan McKinnon as his centerman, then I don't think he's going to be able to do it. So there's a lot in my mind that is very much in favor of Jonathan Drouin playing well in the top 6 for the Colorado Avalanche. As far as Johansen is concerned, 0 concerns at the 2C. I got 0 concerns at the 3C. I know exactly what Ross Colton is going to give you. I know exactly what Miles Wood is going to give you. I don't have any concerns about that whatsoever.
Yeah,
none.
I like
absolutely none.
I like Colton at 3C, and everybody says that as you get through that 4-year deal, it's probably going to look better and better.
Well, it very well may, because the salary cap is only going to go up in the National Hockey League. It's going to start to rise.
I'm not going to
I have no problems whatsoever.
I'm not going to do a full season with you pronouncing that name like that with that accentuation. I'm not doing it, and I won't tolerate it.
Drouin.
Thank you.
That's Drouin.
You caught that, right, Marty? Am I the only one? Marty, you caught that, right?
I hate it so much.
I hate your face so much when you try to pull that off like you're some fancy pants linguist.
The problem is he just drops it in there.
I know.
Oh, when Drouin comes in.
I mean, seriously, who do you think you are?
Let me explain.
Please.
The return of Val Nichushkin, no problems. Well, I think that
Which is it Lehkonen or Nichushkin that'll go on the top line if Drouin doesn't work out?
It'll be Leckie, I'm sure as the top line left winger, and Drouin will come down. But I don't see why it wouldn't work out. Again, because I know the guy's got talent, the guy's got ability, the guy's got a friend there, he's got a mentor in Nate, he's got a guy that wants him to succeed as much as he wants to succeed. I'm talking about McKinnon to Jonathan Drouin. You don't make this move. You don't sign this guy without talking to Nate and saying, all right, Nate, listen, let's talk about this. How do we get the most out of him? I got this kind of thing. Okay.
On that, I agree. That signing doesn't happen without Nate's.
Now, I'm not saying that he's going to.
But you're talking about top line minutes for a guy you're paying under $1 million.
Yeah, exactly.
So I'm just
exactly right.
Well, it's not like he was going to get over $1 million from other teams. They weren't knocking on the door.
But that's my point.
But this guy's played top line. I mean, he's played big minutes before, and he's come through. Now he's had a couple of 50-point seasons. If you're playing with Nate McKinnon and Mikko Rantanen, and you have the talent of Jonathan Drouin, and your head is not sideways, if your head is on straight, you are going to, by osmosis, pick up points.
And
I don't. And plus, you still have maybe the best blue line in the entire National Hockey League. Georgiev is a fine goalie. I'm telling you right now. I don't care what local bloggers are writing or what people who cover the team are writing or whatever. This is summer clickbait stuff. And I'm not singling anybody else out because I don't really read those articles in the summertime. But if people are worried about their forward depth or they're worried about this or concerned, hey, man, settle down. I'm telling you, people in the know, smart hockey people around the league that I respect say this team is friggin' good.
I think the real elixir for any professional athlete is confidence. You can lose it, you can gain it right back. Once you gain it back, a guy like Jonathan Drouin will shine on that line. I mean, if Jonathan Drouin regains that confidence, watch out.
Yeah, I mean, I don't disagree with you. I'm not saying that it's not a championship core or anything like that. I think that you have so much talent in the core of this team that the edges don't matter as much where you're filling in these spots.
Let me get to.
But
okay, go ahead. So
I think you're missing a depth forward, and I think you're missing a seventh D-man, or if you want a sixth one, so Johnson can be your seventh. But I just feel like, and they don't have a lot of money left after the Colton deal. You had, I think it was 6.5. Colton eats 4 of that. You got $2 million left. But I just think you need a little bit more depth on the team, and I was curious if the voice of the Avs thought.
I thought last year that the Avs, they clearly had a problem at 2C. They don't have that problem now. JT Compher is not a 2C. JT Compher is a 2B or a 3A.
What position is B?
I think JT. He's in between. I mean, he's a terrific 3. He's not
sunk my battleship.
He's not a 2. He's not a 2. You're asking me for legit stuff. He's not a second line center.
Yeah.
So I don't care where he plays in Detroit. On the Colorado Avalanche, he's not a second line center. So you're going to be better in that regard.
Well, is Jonathan Drouin at 1C?
Stop doing it.
Are the Avs better right now than the team that lost to Seattle? The answer is yes. The Avs are better. They're
Does
a better
that
club.
include or not include Val Nichushkin?
That includes
Val.
I
think that's important.
That includes Val. You got Eric and Moser. I bet you pie in the face. The Avs are one of the last 2 teams in the playoffs. Just too many uncertainties this year. That's Eric and Arvada. Okay, Eric, I'll take that bet. But I'll say this. They dealt with a wrath of injuries last year. A wrath. And they still won the flipping division. Who won the? I mean, maybe I'm confused here. Martin, who won the Central Division last year?
Who got ousted
Colorado
in the
Avalanche.
first round?
I'm sorry. Who won the Central?
Wait, was the word you're looking for a rash of injuries? You said wrath.
Wrath works.
I thought it was a rash of injuries.
I thought I said rash of
You can go
injuries.
wrath
You
if
said
want.
wrath.
Oh, but then I misspoke. It's rash of injuries. Hey, man, they still won the damn division, and to me, they're a better club today than the club that lost to Seattle. So I'm not worried, man. I feel very, very, very
yeah,
good.
I think people are skewed by the way that Seattle series unfolded. Remember, a lot of stuff happened during that series.
Yeah, sure.
The Val thing really was a bigger deal than we all. I mean,
And
mentally and on the ice. If they have Val Nichushkin ready to go, I think it's a different series.
And I think Cal changed the way that he played after he got suspended.
I agree.
So, yeah, I mean, I don't disagree with you, but
it cracks me up because you missed your captain all of last year. and you're going to miss him all again this year. You still won the damn division. I don't get it. And has this team not been afforded some sort of leeway and runway to put guys in that they see fit? They know their window's open. You're dealing with some of the smartest hockey people in the National Hockey League over there at Ball Arena.